Hi everybody, Mr. Boma from Mr. Boma's Balloons here. Let's talk penguins. This is the first penguin I ever learned. I learned it right here on YouTube from Holly Hopper, so thank you, Holly. This is a fantastic design. It's quick, it's easy, but it's high impact. It's totally cute. You can definitely tell it's a penguin. The one thing that I don't like about it is I think the cheeks stick out a little too far, but heck, that's easy to fix. Just make the cheeks smaller. This design is great because it's easily embellished. Holly draws a little bow tie on there that adds a little bit to it. Shy Twister here on YouTube makes it fatter because generally speaking chubbier is cuter, and so he uses, I don't know if it's a 350 or a Linkaloon or a white round. He actually might even have two videos where he makes penguins and he gives them these big fat bellies. It's very cute. The other thing is with this design you end up with some black balloon left over at the end, and so if you save that black balloon you can use it to give your penguin wings, or flippers as Scott Kazan calls them. But you know, penguins are birds, so these really are wings, although they do use them for swimming, so maybe flippers is okay. Regardless, it's totally cute. You can have them pointed down, or as Scott points out, if you switch them so that they're pointing up, it's like the penguin is asking you for a hug. Definitely very cute. You should definitely learn this design from, like I said, Holly Hopper, Shy Twister, Scott Kazan. They all teach variations of this. The second penguin design I learned was from Warren Ann. Warren Ann is also here on YouTube. And this is slightly different than the way he teaches it, again because I think that chubbier is cuter. Warren teaches this as a taller penguin, but I've made him shorter and that makes him look chubbier. The other thing that I've done differently than Warren is Warren gives him a slightly different shaped beak than this. But I found that the head doesn't stay very steady on this guy unless I give him the wide beak. Now maybe that just means that I'm doing something wrong, but I think that because this doesn't have cheeks, it really needs the wider beak. Or maybe we should just give it cheeks. So that's what I've done. I've given it cheeks, and that lets me give it a different shaped beak. Rather than going with the long skinny beak, I've gone with a cartoony beak. And you know what's really funny is you can actually flip this beak over and it gets really silly. So we've got basically Warren's design that I've shrunk to make it chubby. I've given it cheeks. I've changed the beak to a cartoony beak, and then you have some leftover black balloon at the end, and you can use that to make the eyes so that you don't even have to draw the eyes on. Now you also end up with some leftover white, and if you have time you can use that white and a fourth color balloon in order to give your penguin a hat. That's completely optional. Alright, so let's go ahead and make this guy. You're going to need one white, one black, one orange or yellow or goldenrod, and if you're going to put the hat on it, you need a fourth color. Alright, let's get started. Alrighty, for your penguin, you will need one black 260, one white 260, one orange, yellow, or goldenrod 260, and one 260 of another color for the hat. So whatever color you would like. I usually do red, but I'm going to do green this time. And actually, because black and white don't show up on camera very well, I'm going to use dark blue and yellow instead. So we'll start with the white, or in my case yellow, and inflate this around halfway. You should have 6 to 7 finger tail. We are going to break a lot of this off. We're going to start with the cheeks, and so we're going to do about 3 finger bubble. We don't want the cheeks to be too large. 3 finger bubble. Yes, we want him chubby, but we don't want those cheeks sticking way out to the side. So 2 3-finger bubbles. Let's see if we can get them the same size. Okay. So 2 3-finger bubbles, and then set that aside for a second. Take your black, or in my case blue. Inflate this a little past halfway. You should have a 6 finger tail. after I tie it off, I'm going to roll the knot down. That'll give me a little bit more room to work with. Okay. I'm going to start with one of the wings, and this will be a little bit more than a hand's width bubble, but I'm squeezing some of the air out so that it's nice and soft. It ends up shrinking a little bit, so it's about a hand's width, but it's really soft. Okay, I'm going to, whoa! Okay, so really soft. I'm going to attach this here at the cheeks. The reason I want that soft is I'm actually going to tuck that between two bubbles later on. So I need it soft so it doesn't pop. I'm going to make a pinch twist in the black balloon, or in my case the blue balloon. And now I'm going to make the head. So this is going to be about 3 fingers, twisting them together at the same time. If you don't want to put a hat on this guy, if you're not going to put a hat on them, go ahead and put a pinch twist here in your black balloon at the top of the head. But if you are going to do the hat, then you don't need to do it. Okay, come back down. Try and match your bubbles coming back down. That's good. And one of the keys to matching the bubbles is to get them, make sure the top's lined up. If you just come down like this and then match the bottom of your bubble, well look, the top of that is higher than the top of the other one. So you need to get them lined up how you want them to sit. Get them lined up and then twist them in so that you can match them up. And even with that, it may not be perfect, but it'll be closer than if I had left that sticking up a bit. Okay. So this is what we have so far. We've got the head, 2 white in the front, 2 black in the back. We've got a pinch twist in the back. We've got cheeks on the side. We've got a wing sticking out to the side there. I'm going to make the body now, and this is going to be about a hand's width bubble out of each balloon. I'm going to make a small tail, so maybe a almost 3-finger loop there out of the black, or in my case blue. And then same thing coming back up. Make sure you get the bottom of your balloons lined up together, and then come back up so that you can match those, and they don't match, so let's redo. Okay, try and get those to match, twist in at the neck. Now this bubble here is going to tuck between the back and the front. So let's go ahead and put the other bubble, because we are going to have 2 bubbles in the front as well. So again, pulling this up so that the bottom here matches. Bring it up and in at the neck. Okay, now we can break this off. And I'm going to let most of the air out of this. There we go. I've got about a 3-finger bubble left. That's perfect. I'm going to save this. I'm going to use it for the hat. I'm actually going to tie the other end of the bubble as well. So like that. It's got a knot at each end of that bubble, and I'm going to set that aside to use for the hat. Okay. Now this wing is going to tuck. I'm going to pull out a little bit, and I'm going to actually rotate this a little bit as I tuck it between them. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side with this remaining balloon. I'm going to pull these apart a little bit and rotate that in there. Okay. Now let's straighten out the head. I'm going to pull the 2 cheeks around. The pinch twist should be in the back. The cheeks are on the side. Now I need to match up. See if I can make these two wings match. Break this off. Tie your wing. And I'm going to let most of the air out of this. I'm going to tie this. And I'm going to make two small pinch twists. These are maybe just a tad more than 1 finger. It's okay if they're a little bit bigger than that, but you don't want them too much bigger. You don't want like full 1-inch pinch twists. Okay? I'm going to wrap those together, and now I'm going to take the rest of the balloon and I'm going to wrap it around the two of them together through the crease, and I'm going to rotate the balloon as I go. Through the crease, through the crease. And that will give me the two eyeballs. It's okay if they're slightly different size, that adds a little charm. We will break off the very, very end to let the air out, but we need this tail because we're going to use that tail to attach it. I'm going to take that tail and I'm going to put it through between the two white parts on the head, and I'm going to try and grab it through the back and wrap it around the pinch twist. This can be tricky. So pushing this through from the front, reaching through on the back. Oh, almost got it. Let's try again. Sometimes putting a little knot in the end here can help give you a spot to grab it. Okay, so I put a little knot there. Oh, put a little knot there at the end, and that will give me something to grab onto. Almost got it, almost got it. Got it. Almost got it. One more time. Let's do this one more time. I think my black balloons are longer, and so there we go, I got it. I usually have much more of a tail here. That worked. And wrap around. Okay, there are the eyes. Now we just need to do the feet and the beak and give them the hats. With your orange balloon or whatever color you're using for your feet and your beak. Don't need that much air in this. You can make the feet as large or as small as you want. If you want to just do loops, you can just do loops. I prefer to do a lock of 2 and another lock of 2. Like that, and break that off. And tie it. And then this just attaches here at the tail. If you wanted to attach the balloon first and then do your locks of 2 or your loops, you can do that too. That works just as well. Just personal preference. Okay, the beak, we're going to do a very small loop. So I'm squeezing the air on this so that, look at how skinny the balloon looks there compared to, right? So that's very thin, so that I can make a very small loop. Very small loop. And then a pinch twist. I'm going to break this off, but I'm going to leave a bit of tail on it. Okay, now I'm going to take the beak, I'm going to tuck it between the cheeks, I'm going to take this tail and I'm going to wrap it around the head and back through the beak. So the tail goes around the head and back through the beak. So you should be able to get that tail around the head at least 1.5 times. Okay, so now you're done basically with the bird. If you want to add with the penguin, if you want to add the hat, you're going to take that bit of white that was left over, and you're going to take one of the knots and attach it right there on the top of the head. So take it. Here's how I like to do it. I'm going to hold this with one finger. I'm going to take that and pull it up to the top, and then I'm going to shove that knot through as much as I can. And try and grab it on the other side. Ah, there we go. And then tuck it back in. Okay, so that should be attached there. Okay, take your other color. I'm just putting a little bit of air in the green. I'm going to do the same thing I did for the eyes. I'm going to make 2 small pinch twists. 1, 2. Twist those together. Now rotate this around, twist it around through that crease. Once, twice. That's going to hold those nice and tight. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to wrap it around. Wrap it around there and nice and tight into those pinch twists. That's going to hold that really securely. Break off the rest and tie it. I'm going to make 3 pinch twists, regular size pinch twists, not too big, not too small. 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 pinch twists there. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to make 1 large pinch twist. I'm going to give the balloon a little bit of a squeeze to make it a little soft, and I'm doing almost a 3-finger bubble, and I'm folding it over. It's such a large pinch twist, it's almost a loop. And break off the rest. Tie that off. So I should have 3 pinch twists and 1 big one on top. I'm going to attach this to the top of the hat here. Just wrap that in pretty good. So there is the hat. Okay, so there is your super cute penguin. Hopefully you can get some use out of this. Hopefully my directions were not too difficult to follow. And thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.